This video on writing editorials talks about the traits and components of an editorial. It is specifically designed to help you with your clarifying assignment on your editorial project. You do not need to take notes. You just need to use it to help you with your clarifying assignment. The cue words slide will tell you which question answer can be found on which slide, and the slides themselves will contain bolded words and objective codes to help you further answer those questions. It is your job to match those bolded words and objective codes to the questions that you need. So your job is connecting the dots and filling in the blanks. Everything else is here for you. Cue words: editorial, components, including introduction paragraph, body paragraph, conclusion paragraph, formal style, and organizational strategy. Editorials are writing that tries to persuade readers to agree with the position presented by the author using supported details related to the topic. So it's a persuasive writing that tries to convince the readers to agree with the position presented, and it uses supporting details to do that. Editorials are written by the editor of a magazine or a newspaper, and they represent the publication's opinion. The components of an editorial include an introduction paragraph, which gets the reader's attention, previews supporting reasons for the position, and introduces the position of the author in a thesis statement. This is also called a position statement because it gives the author's position on the issue. Body paragraphs elaborate on supporting reasons, the reasons that somebody should agree with that position statement. And this is to prove the point by using credible researched facts and examples that directly relate to the topic at hand. So when you write an editorial, you want to use researched facts that are believable and that they relate directly to the topic and position you are dealing with. Body paragraphs also explain how all of the facts and examples that are presented support the point being developed and the position of the paper. This relates to them being credible and relevant. Body paragraphs address the arguments of the opposite position. You're going to have statements that acknowledge what your opponents might say. But at the same time, you're going to present evidence as to why these claims aren't relevant. This is acknowledging and distinguishing between claims. It means that you've said, hey, this is what the other people would say, but they're wrong because. Body paragraphs also use strong, specific words to create impact. This is also what we call word choice. We've talked about the 7 traits of good writing. Using strong, specific words accurately can help persuade people to agree with you. Body paragraphs also use transition words and phrases to maintain the fluency of the paper. These transitions help create sentence fluency, another of our 7 traits of good writing. Your conclusion paragraph uses a transition phrase to orient readers to the conclusion of the essay, reminding them of the topic and the reasons that they should support the position that's presented. They also make a concluding statement that reasserts the position of the editorial and issues a call to action. So essentially, your concluding paragraph ends with a restatement of the position statement and tries to get readers to agree or do something in accordance with that. Editorials also need to use a formal style. This means avoiding slang, contractions, or other informal language, And using the formal essay structure. That's the introduction, body, and conclusion paragraph we've been practicing all year. Using an organizational strategy is also essential to writing a good editorial. It is most effective to start with your weakest reason and end with your strongest reason. So when you're giving reasons that people should agree with your position statement, it is most effective to start with the weakest and end with the strongest. And that is the organizational strategy you should consider using for your editorial.